All right, guys, welcome back to another video. You guys doing well? All right, here's the deal. I was watching some of the videos on YouTube, and basically I saw something about these buy lists from old school Magic cards being, basically these vendors are declining their buy list prices. Then everybody is absolutely pissed, like freaking pissed. They have absolutely no. That pop was full. What the hell am I doing? Okay, everybody's pissed because why in the world would the old school market, why would these cards go down in value? Why? Someone explain to me why the old cards are going in value. Anybody want to raise their hand? Anybody? Anybody here want to raise their hand? I'll tell you what's going on. This is what's going on. And I've been saying, I don't know if anybody ever watches these videos, but I'm going to say it once again. If the buyers, the buy lists, these vendors buy these cards, and essentially they only have so much money they can buy. They buy it instantly. Then what happens is they have to lower the prices because there's no way in the world they're going to be able to hold these expensive cards and sell them at a speed that actually returns their money fast enough. I think that's what happened. Some of the buyers, as you know, the Cloud City Games, the ABU Gophers, whatever, all right, they basically, the Card Kingdom Cons, the Card Kingdoms, the Card King Kongs, that was my analogy. Look, the bottom line is people will run out of money. The older markets are not about flip it type of thing. You have to be patient. You need to play the long game. Otherwise, you're never going to win. You're going to make like a little bit of profits here and there. You might be the guy who bought out one card like Wall of Kelp, and then they went up on MTG stocks, and you feel really good about yourself. And then you feel like you can order a bunch of beers and drink it away, and then you feel like you made a lot of money. But the thing is, there's no market depth. That's the second part of this video that I'm going to put out there, is that the problem with the market is that everybody has a supply shortage. And it's true, there is a shortage of supply because collectors and investors are gobbling the crap out of these cards, and they're paying them more money. The players want to keep their cards until the day they die. But the problem here is that when the market depth of selling these cards actually happens, I don't think so. I don't think the speed of the market in terms of how fast liquidity to keep at the same pricing that we've seen at some of these big auctions, it's not going to happen. So the buy list goes down because of the reaction of oversupply of coming into these specific stores buy lists, right? So then you see it, and then the market reacts thinking that the old school market, some of the vintage cards, whatever, are down. Well, I'll tell you right now, this is what I call a buying opportunity. If you really feel like it's down, then keep buying, because I honestly think the beginning is starting to hit in some way. It's starting to get the second inning, maybe going to the third. It hasn't plateaued at all. To me, certain cards are just so cheap still. And they're always going to be like this until finally, bam, someone realizes, whoa, wow, serendipity freaked. 4 of on old school art, messed up art in the revised, Arabian Nights, collector quality stuff. Maybe this card should be $2,000 like Juzam. Wait a second. Oh, why would it be $2,000? Oh, yeah, right. It's not the rare uncommon. You're right. The supply is a little bit more. But does that mean that the card is not going to be bought out and used in old school? Is it not like a rare, or is it rarer than like antiquities or legends? Yeah, it is. It is, right? So there's still opportunities for certain cards to grow. Now, people have asked me, Dan, do you think alpha and beta is still investable? The prices are really high. What do you think? Absolutely. I've been buying still up all the basic lands that I can. Some of them I've seen sell for almost 10 to 15 bucks sometimes. Insta buy. Insta buy. Buy. 10 to 15 bucks. Sell me all your alpha lands. 10 to 15 bucks, please. That is basically a Burger King meal, and I'm happy to buy them as much as you want. Because the reality is, in the end of the day, the alpha lands are going to be this incredible, how would you call it? It's basically going to be like $100 bills plus, where people are going to, it's like the ultimate luxury, like ultimate historical nostalgia. Imagine this. We're going to be 90 years old, whatever, or our kids are, older, and they're going to be holding this alpha OG basic land. They're going to sit there and be like, no, I don't have these new M2050 lands. I have an alpha original first print land. Why does that matter to anybody? Well, think about this in the scheme of collectibles. People still love these type of collectibles in all walks of life. They want the original print. Now, you're probably wondering, well, Dan, I already have my lands. Why would I want to buy more lands? Don't buy them. Because the thing is, if you're not an investor, if you're not someone that is speculating on cards and investing on cards in the future, yeah, it's absolutely stupid to do it. Because you know what? It's probably not the right fit because your funds are limited. However, I still think it's great to have in your portfolio because they're going to keep going up anyway. So you might as well have them to trade for other cards. You might as well have them. Everybody needs basic lands. I don't understand why people just don't buy, I don't know, like 20 play sets of each. I mean, honestly, it's really the smartest thing you can do for alpha lands. I still think beta's gone up too, and beta's nice. But I think beta is really, I still think alpha is really that exponential, like special thing, right? The beta, I'm not too convinced yet, that beta is going to run the exponential route like alpha. But I think alpha is still the route. All right, so next question that came up also in all the mix of all this BUYLIST BS is the market in a bubble? What the hell does that mean? What the hell is a bubble? I've heard this question so many times. Actually, if you go back to my other videos, people have been telling me that there's been a bubble. Magic's is actually in a bubble right now, and it's going to burst. It should have burst a long time ago. In my other videos, people have asked me, are we in a bubble? And I've said this, and I'll say this again. This is not a bubble, guys. This is what you call an inflationary price inflation that finally has been corrected on a highly luxurious collectible. Let me say this again. We're not talking about Core 19, Core 22, whatever year you're watching this, Core 19, Core 2049. If I'm like 80 by now, whatever, you guys, this is not what I'm talking about. I am talking about the old stuff, the stuff that I've been talking about the entire time. The bubble that you think is going to happen is just going to pop. It will never happen. I'm telling you, I will bet anything that it will not happen. The reason why I don't think it's a bubble, which I, by the way, consider a bubble, a market bubble, when it's a complete collapse. A complete collapse. Let me give you an analogy. I went the other day to a real estate mortgage broker to ask him, hey, how have you changed the ARM loans back from the crap days in 2007, 2008, whatever? They told me, Dan, what happens is we actually put a cap on what the ARM rate can go up. Follow me here, guys. So what an ARM is, it's a 5-year ARM, right? It's a fixed rate for 5 years. So let's say the rate is 3.5% for 5 years. They now cap it maximum. Some of these loans are like maximum 5% from the original rate. So the maximum is 8.5%. That's the max. Okay, you're probably asking, I don't give a fuck. Who gives a shit? What are you talking about? Okay, well, let me explain how this works. Basically, if you're following this, in the past, when the crappy mortgage thing happened, there was no fail-safe. Basically, the loan could go to whatever the hell it was. There was no cap. It was so dangerous, right? People thought their houses were just going to shoot to the moon, and in 5 years, you're going to refinance anyway. See, what happened was all the houses went down in value, and they were worth less than what they bought it for, thus causing negative equity. So, to the people that are following the video, think about this. The bubble that you keep saying for Magic that could happen, it's also based on the economy, of the world, right? And from what I see, from what I see in my little foresty area, whatever this is, John Avon Forest, whatever, I don't think people understand that the fail safes, the type of recession protection type of things that have been going on with the government and also with banks and this real estate, everything is under a lot of scrutiny now. That if you like, for example, you can't hire, companies don't want to overhire. They have certain metrics of profit they want to maintain. They want to have certain vehicles, only certain levels of risk. Now, the argument here for this bubble of the world is basically the hyperinflation or the currency problem that we have in the United States, where we keep printing money. The thing is this. Have you guys ever been to like a fraternity or a club, or you just go to like smoke some cigars and with the guys, or if you're a girl, you go to go have a girls' day in the nail salon? And what happens? All the people there are doing the same exact thing, and they all feel good about it. Oh yeah, your nails look great today. Yes, Mary, you look great today too. Yes, John. Ooh, this Cuban is. Oh no, I can't have Cubans, but ooh, this beautiful Dominican Republic cigar is delicious. This tobacco is the best. This whiskey is delicious. I love what I'm drinking here. I love how I feel. That's right, guys. What you're seeing in that bad acting is we're all in the same Kool-Aid. Everybody's drinking the same Kool-Aid. Therefore, the American economy, the American currency, what you see, is basically like they don't care. They're all part of the same association. If the Fed, that's doing the rates and all that stuff, it's all one big manipulated thing. We all print whatever they want. They want to lower. They have the superficial interest rates. People keep saying, well, the rates are too low. So that means when the rates go skyrocketed, then basically the economy is going to tank. The thing is, though, why would they do that if they're all in the same Kool-Aid, drinking the same Kool-Aid? They love this bull market. The stock market's great. The real estate market's great. Everything's great. It's a big facade, right? So why would they ever change it? And who's actually governing them? Who's actually saying, oh, stop printing all that money. Oh, wait, the rate's too low. Why don't we just jack those things up? Why would they do that? If you do that, you would cause an economic recession to everybody and everybody who works around. You lose your job. Why would you do that? You wouldn't do that. Everybody, it doesn't matter. So I kind of went on a little tangent here on the world economy and how it goes with magic. But I really feel that in the bubble question is magic in a bubble. The world economy has a huge part to do with the bubble question. Now, the second part to the bubble question is this. The answer is this. It's impossible. I mean, for some people, for me, you guys don't realize, it's impossible when you have a limited supply of a luxury item. Like, for example, let's talk about the Mona Lisa. In the Louvre. There's only one of those, right? The original painting. And it's completely priceless, right? It's an artifact. It's basically a historical item. The thing is, though, you'll probably be like, well, why? You're saying Black Lotuses or Mona Lisas? You're saying what, like baseball cards or Mona Lisas? I mean, people could just sell those and they need to save their house. You're right. Okay. But the thing is, though, I will argue this point. The Magic the Gathering world is not like baseball cards. And it's also not like art. It's like alcohol. It's an addiction. People appreciate Magic as a game, and they don't want to sell their alcohol. They don't want to sell what makes them feel good. They don't want to sell their entertainment for the Friday night or the Saturday or the Sunday or whatever day or every day. Why would you want to sell your MTGO account when that's what gives you joy to meet and talk and play games in a bad time? Let's assume there is a bad time, which is not even going to happen. You lose your job, you play Magic. You get a new job, you play Magic. New set comes out, you buy a new box, you buy a whole case, you play Magic with your friends, you meet new people, you play Magic. It doesn't end. It doesn't end. Because Magic is like chess. It's going to be around here forever. It's never going to end. It's just going to be around. So that's why I'm probably going to get hammered on the comments. Hammered. And I just cannot wait to see all the damn comments about how stupid I sound. But I'm telling you from my perspective, I don't see a bubble happening for Magic, for older stuff. I'm not talking about new stuff, I'm talking about older stuff, because the lack of supply, the collectability, the gameplay, the nostalgia. I've played this violin story for you guys all night long before. It's the same exact thing. Just like the Mona Lisa. It's exactly the same. Now, unlike the Mona Lisa, like the historical part, it is the game. Are you going to sell your baseball bat and your balls and your tennis court, your tennis stuff? Oh, hey, you know what? You may not go to the tennis club because you can't afford the tennis membership, but you're not going to sell your tennis racket, your tennis balls. In fact, you'll probably play more because you're losing money in your job or whatever. You probably have to get some outside activities going on. You're bored. Why would you want to sell the cards that you have already? Now, you're probably going to say, well, Dan, if you're talking about new Magic, sure, it declines. But for old Magic, I'm saying it does not. It means too much to you. You enjoy old school, you enjoy vintage, you enjoy your sport, and you've been doing it for 20 years. Why would you just quit? I don't know. That's what I got. That's all I got, guys. I mean, this video is absolutely the most video in the world. Get the hell out of here. I'm out of here.